From all of the hints and signs that we have been getting from Lucid Motors, all of our due diligence here on YouTube and abroad, it does look like Lucid Motors is getting ready to announce their delivery day for their vehicles, which, if you guys are unfamiliar for whatever reason, for a pre-revenue, high-growth EV company, this is the most important announcement Lucid Motors will ever get. There is going to be a rally based off of this, especially if we don't see a rally leading into this. And the fact that we did pull down a little bit last week, about $3, going from about $28 down to about $25, it looks like we are set up for a major rally either this week or in the next 2 to 3 weeks, in my personal opinion. Now, we do see a lot of big money actually playing options around October 15th expiration date. So odds are that is where I would put my money, but it would not surprise me if Lucid did come out this week with this announcement. So let's go over all the DD, all the due diligence you guys need to know revolving around Lucid Motors. Also, I do want to touch on the 2026 valuation of Lucid Motors, that each share potentially could be worth over $300 per share, and that is only 4 years away. Odds are, over the course of your investment journey, it's going to be 20, 30, 40 years. 4 years is relatively near term. So let's go over all this information. I think you guys will get a lot of value out of this video. If you do, make sure to tap, tickle, touch, or smash the like button for me, as well as consider subscribing to the channel for more videos like this and to help push this video out to as many people as possible that need to hear this information. So let's get straight into it, guys. Like I just said in the intro, the fact that we did come down about $3, you've probably seen a lot of people that were looking to buy into the rumor of the delivery date, that I think a lot of people were expecting it to really come out last week, which did not happen. So you've seen this little sell-off, obviously dropped about $3, like I did say, and that is a great thing. You don't want to see a huge run-up into a huge catalyst. Ultimately, you would see a little pop and then probably come straight back down. Now that we did get this sell-off to the downside, like I said, $3, you're likely to see more traders, more FOMO go into the stock once this is announced. In my personal opinion, if we break $30, which has basically been our resistance level for the past couple of months, really ever since we did March 17th back here in 2021, obviously, but we have not passed $30 for a long time. So if we do break out past 30, then we're looking at about $33 would be our next resistance level. After that, there's no resistance level. So this thing could go absolutely parabolic. So that's what you guys need to know from the technicals. Watch us see if we stay above 2250, which is also our 100-day moving average. Looks very likely that we're not going to sell off this next upcoming week. Also, watch the volume to remain in the stock. On Friday, we did see a relatively low volume day. Pull this back out at about 26.5 million. So we're going to see more volume come into the stock. Going to see some price action to the upside, in my personal opinion. I'm obviously not a financial advisor, not a financial planner or your dad, so do your own due diligence, come to your own conclusions. Now, as far as the short squeeze and gamma squeeze is concerned, we are seeing 9.17% short interest of free float, but the share utilization has come down a lot, at about 100% 7 days ago, now at about 80%. So there's a lot of shares that are available to be lent out. So I do think you're going to see the free flow on loan go up, as well as the short interest going up. But even where we currently sit, 9.17% is not a large, percentage of short interest. But what is large is about 50 million shares that are sold short relative to the volume that we do see. So if you see a big increase in price, you're likely to see some shorts covering from this 50 million shares that are currently sold short. So that is what you guys need to know. Not a high short interest. Obviously, it's higher than a lot of blue chip stocks or relatively safe stocks, but not as high as something like AMC or other stocks that are high growth, high risk to reward potentials. But that estimated short interest is a lot compared to the volume on any given day. Now, talk about the gamma squeeze briefly. What I did mention is October 15th, obviously just here in a couple weeks, we're seeing a lot of activity on the option chain at the $25 strike, which obviously we're in the money right now. 21,538 for open interest, $26 $6 strike, about 18,500 for open interest, and then 4,000, 4,000, 1,400, and then almost 15,000 right here at the $30 strike. So you're seeing a lot of big money placing their bets, and obviously these contracts are not cheap. $200 for the $26 strike, $250 for the $25 strike, and over $100 for all these strikes, going down to about the $31 strike. So you're seeing a lot of money flocking into this expiration date. So that is a big reason why I do think it's going to be announced in the next coming weeks. Now, as far as something else that I don't think a lot of people actually took note of, I surely didn't myself until I was actually going over their Twitter. This did come out from Lucid Motors September 22nd. This probably plays into the fact or the reasoning why we did get the sell-off, because we did not get the announcement of the delivery date last week. It says, to mark our record-breaking EPA range achievement, we're upping the number of Lucid Air Dream editions to 520. Reservation holders are now being invited to confirm their orders and specs. So they're being asked to confirm their orders and their specs. So I do think obviously they are producing these vehicles right now. They are building them, and we are literally on the cusp of getting this announcement. So I think that is big right there. Now let's talk about the stock price prediction, by 2025. It says, the biggest reason early investors have piled out of Lucid was likely the apparent lag in its hallmark product release, the Lucid Air Dream Edition. Now that we're in September, the Q4 2021 projection is starting to look questionable. However, Lucid did instill more confidence after announcing a production preview event where it will test drive cars at its Casa Grande, Arizona facility. That's certainly more transparency than we did get from Nikola. Obviously, we know it has a product. We know it has plenty of pre-orders, and that lends further confidence to the company's projections for itself down the line. Lucid expects to have cars on the road by 2022. By then, it wants 20,000 vehicles on the road and over $2 billion in revenue. In 5 years, it expects 36,000 Lucid Air deliveries and 12,000 SUV deliveries. The SUV model is called Gravity and is expected to make up more than 60% of total deliveries by 2026. What does Lucid expect to deliver in 2026? 251,000 vehicles, total 134,000 of which will be SUVs. The company plans to parallel Tesla's model of selling luxury cars initially, then transitioning into more affordable markets. Cheaper vehicles would help expand the customer base and increase Lucid's top line. On top of everything, Lucid expects to reach profitability by 2023. That is a big thing for a high growth company. If they can achieve profitability by 2023, that is a huge step in the right direction. Look how long it has taken Tesla to finally reach profitability, and a lot of people do argue without the tax credits they still wouldn't be profitable. So that is a huge thing right there. Obviously they're going to have some of the same tax credits, so you might get some of the same back and forth arguing, but still, profitability by 2023 is a great thing. It does go on to say, of course, the biggest, most imminent test of whether there's any merit to these claims will be whether Lucid can take its targeted 0.6% of the global EV market share in 2022. There's clearly more to Lucid and its product than most other EV stocks out there. Considering all of this, here's how you should play the stock in the meantime. We're not going to get into that. Basically, it says just buy and hold. I read this whole article, but I do like these numbers, and these come from Lucid themselves. So I did do some math here to try to verify or come to a reasonable conclusion of what the share price of Lucid could look like. Now, I have a couple different calculations up on the screen, so I'm gonna go ahead and pull those up right now. Start with the first one, and they did say 251,000 vehicle deliveries. By their own estimates, they would be doing about 23 billion in revenue by 2026. And you guys can't see this, but what I did is essentially take 23 billion times 20. I think that's a good price to earnings ratio that you could go off of. There's going to be a ton of growth by 2026, really to 2040 in the whole EV industry as a whole. So I think a 20 times price to earnings ratio is not large by any means necessary. That does come out to $451.8 billion of market cap for Lucid Motors by 2026. Now, if you do then take Lucid Motors' current market cap of 41 billion, divide that by 451 billion, comes out to 11.02. So that means you should see an 11.2 or 11.02 X in value of where we do currently sit. And the share price is obviously, what is it, $25.43. So that is what I did in this last calculation, is times that by 11.02, and then you do come out to $280.74 per share. A 10x in 4 years is literally crazy. I mean, we could see even more than that, but that is what the company does project. Who knows what will happen when they actually start delivering vehicles? I think, in my personal opinion, people are going to love the vehicles. They're going to want them. So they'll probably have a issue actually getting up to scale and meeting all the demand that they do have for their vehicles. But this is only, I think, on the conservative end. By 2026, the multiples for earnings and growth of EV companies may be much, much larger. So by my calculations, you should be looking at about $280.74 or about $300 per share, give or take. I will take that any day of the week for my Lucid Motors shares. My personal price target is $200. So $300, I will take it, like I said, any day of the week. But this could be very low. We could be $400 or $500 per share. Look at what Tesla did over the last 18 months. Who knows? It's really a coin flip, but this is the best estimate that I could really put together and give you guys. So that is going to be all for this video. Tap, tickle, touch, or smash the like button, as well as consider subscribing to the channel if you want more videos like this. Also, check out the links linked down below in the description if you guys want to be notified when I do make another trade for Lucid Motors before the delivery date does come out, or right when it is announced. Check that out. You guys will be notified in real time. All trades that are bought or sold, like I said, with stock options and crypto, whether it's a day trade, swing trade, or longer term investment. If you guys want to directly support the channel as well, there is a link for Public as well as a link for Webull. Love and appreciate every single one of you guys. Thank you for the support here on this channel. I hope you enjoy the rest of your night, and I will see you in the next video.